Well, we're back at it and we're going to be doing a lot of sanding. Got my dust mask on because I know there's going to be dust going absolutely everywhere. Got our dust bin emptied out. This other side. We're back here in the back. We're going to finish up and then we're going to hit the top. amount of dust is incredible. I'm gonna open my garage door. I'm done sanding for now, but I do got other stuff. It's gonna create even more dust to do, but I got it. I'm gonna take my blower, I'm gonna open my garage door and try to blow all this out of here. We are done with the sanding, and my God, the amount of dust was incredible. I opened the garage door and blew out as much as I could, but there's still tons of dust in here. Let's take a quick look at everything. Looking at the top of the camper, I tell you what, I'm really, really happy with the way that this area here turned out. This area right here. Man, that looks good. Let me rotate the camera. That turned out really, really good. It's almost like I don't have a seam there. I sanded and sanded and sanded and sanded and kept sanding. And boy, did that really turn out nice. It's almost like a solid piece of wood. And even here, this even turned out, this front lip. I tell you, a good call was cutting it over size and then coming back and using the sander, the belt sander or the finishing sander to sand this smooth. The openings turned out good. They look nice and smooth and look pretty good, honestly. All my corners look really good, especially where I wood puttied. A couple of spots where I'll have to come back and clean up. My opening looks really clean. So right now, what I got to work on, there's two things I want to do tonight. I am working on this after work in the evening. I want to take my router and I'm going to groove out all the way down a channel in the top for my electrical wiring, and I'm also going to do a groove along the top wall here all the way down the side. So that's going to be one of the next things I do. I'm going to cut a groove, two of them, and I was thinking about doing the spray foam, but I'm not sure if I want to mess with that tonight or not. I may hold off on that. And I want to cut my piece that's going to go here. I'm going to cut, I have I believe a 3/4 inch piece of plywood that I'm going to use. I want to use something thick so I can have plenty of beef to put screws through it. But I don't know, I may use a 1/2 inch piece. I do have a lot more 1/2 inch laying around. But I'm going to cut it to here. It's going to be this wide because my wall for the kitchen is going to end up here, starting there. So, and my paneling also will start here and go forward. This side will have paneling all the way to the back. It'll go all the way back here in the corner. But this side, I'll have plywood from the corner to here. And I'll of course cut an opening here for the electrical outlet up above, and I'll have to cut a hole for my shore power wiring and my fitting to go through. And of course I'm going to put some spray foam around those before I permanently mount that. I'm going to put a few screws to hold it up in place. And I'm going to start mounting all my electrical stuff on it. This whole area here from the top to the bottom will be dedicated to attaching electrical stuff. My fuse block for the 12 volt, my breaker box for the 110 volt, my cutoff switch for the battery, my charger for the battery is going to also be mounted on that. I'm pretty much mounting everything against the wall there. And this whole left-hand side of this area will be closed in with an access door that'll be dedicated just to electrical. And then from roughly about a third of the way over will be everything for my kitchen area. Now I may, depending on how much space I have up top, have a cabinet over here on the left, maybe. But I don't want to put too much over here because I want to leave plenty of space for electrical stuff. There is going to be an outlet that's going to face this direction towards the kitchen area. That's going to be for the countertop, which will be up about this high, roughly, where I'll cook off of, or maybe a little bit lower, but pretty much like that. My cooler, my 12-volt cooler, will go down below here. And then I got a microwave that's going to go up top also. So, and then there'll be a counter and some cabinets. Not very big though. All right, so just wanted to show you where we're at, and we are going to continue working on this. I'm not going to video me doing any more wood putty because you guys have seen a lot of that. But I just want to show you what everything looks like now that it is wrapped up. We're going to cut a groove, and I got my tool changed out and my depth set. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut a groove. Gosh. I don't want to hit my screw that's through the side, so I'm going to have to be careful here. I think we're good there. This is just going to be 12-volt wire running through here. So I think we're plenty good here. It is a little crooked in a couple spots. It's okay. We're not running this down here, so I am going to have to chisel this out though. I'm going to have to use my chisel to cut that out. That's good. I don't think I have anything else that's running up to this end. If I do, I can always run another channel. So moving forward, we have epoxy to do, which I'm not going to work on now because I want to work on that when I have full days and I'm not doing this after work like I am today. I just finished sanding, and I didn't want to video that again because I've done a lot of sanding and you've watched me sand a lot. But I just did another session of sanding the entire camper just to make sure everything's ready. It is ready. It's ready for epoxy and fiberglass. So what we're going to work on now, I'm going to work on a little bit of electrical. I'm going to work on my door jamb for my rear camper hatch door. So I'm going to cut some strips of plywood that's going to create like a roughly maybe 1.5 inch lip It's going to go all the way around my opening of my door so that when I close my door, I can have a seal there and my door will seal up in the back. I'm also wanting to go ahead and start running wiring and figure out where everything's going and kind of maybe put all of it kind of halfway in place, maybe temporarily attach everything where I think I'm going to mount it so I can run my wiring, and I may even hook everything up and test it just to make sure it's all going to work before I close everything up. So we're here in the back of the camper and we need to make some measurements. We're going to need to measure, so I'm going to cut the length of these pieces that are going to go across first, and I got to determine how long they need to be. So we're going to measure, and it looks like it doesn't have to be exact too. 58 3/4. All right, top piece is cut. Let's see what it looks like. Got a nice straight edge, that's for sure. And that's exactly what we're looking for. That's our door jamb. As much as I hate to glue stuff, I'm gonna glue these as much as I hate it. All right, so this one is gonna be first. Doesn't really matter which edge. I'm not gonna put a lot of glue on this. I'm gonna put it very thin. But I do want glue on it. I'm just not going to put a lot. All right, so we're going to drill holes, pre-drill the holes here. got our electrical board here pulled out. We did drill our holes. We got 6 holes, and while we had it up there, we scribed using the openings that we already had with a pencil the spots that we need to cut out, because we have our shore power going through this one and our outdoor electric outlet going through that one. I'm just going to drill a hole right about in here. Same thing, I'm going to drill one there. And open it up a little bit bigger. All right, perfect. We are going to have to, some wires running behind this that's going to have to come through. And those are actually, I don't know, going to be about, they're actually up in this area. I'm going to go ahead and drill that hole. Just got to get a roundabout idea where it's going to be. It's pretty much right above the electrical outlet, about 5 or 6 inches down. So looking at probably like right in this area here. We'll come over a little bit. Yeah, thing's walking. box, our fuse block, our 12-volt shutoff, and our battery box. It's been mounted, and our charger. Now we have our battery box open. So what I did, because there's a little bit of space in here, I took the foam that was packed around the battery when they shipped it, and I used that to kind of fill up the space. I know it looks kind of ridiculous, but I don't want my battery bouncing around and moving around a lot. So that we have some areas here that are going to need some spray foam insulation sprayed in them. And I'm just going to go ahead and start over here.
Brighter days are on their way. Forever's how long they'll stay. Brighter days are on their way. Chasing sunsets in the sky. Won't let these moments pass us by. Take my hand, don't be afraid.
Getting ready to start sealing our plywood with epoxy. And before we do that, one thing we want to do, it's not absolutely necessary, but just something for us that we prefer to do just so that our lines don't look, because we're going to have a little bit of a corner edge line from our fiberglass cloth here, which is 4 inches wide. So we're marking with our square just a line kind of to guide us to try to keep our fiberglass cloth straight so it looks neat once we cover it with epoxy, and once we paint over it, you will still see these lines. But so what we're doing is we're laying down a 2-inch guide basically. So this stuff is a mix of 1-to-1, a mixture ratio 1-to-1. I put this in the sink and some hot water to kind of make it a little more liquidy, because it is very thick. And like I said earlier, it's cold here. It's in the 30s outside. It's starting to warm up. So this is our hardener, and this is our resin. And this, I'm not sure how far this will cover, but hopefully it'll cover a good bit. We're going to put this on thin. I'm not putting this on very thick at all. And we're going to use a brush. Scrape the edges really good. This one makes it good. Make sure all the hardener is mixed in well. And it's already trying to harden up. It's already very tacky. It might be because of the temp too. It may not be quite warm enough in here. I do have my heater running. we continue to epoxy. Gosh, I've lost track of how many batches, but here we are again, mixing another batch. We are more than halfway down this side of the trailer. Still using the same brush. We got to mix this up for about 3 minutes. This stuff is so thick. I'm still working on the same bottle of epoxy. I've done the top, the front, and almost complete with this side. And I still have a little less than maybe a fifth of a bottle left. Maybe enough for 2 more cups. I think I'll have enough to finish this side and the back for sure. finally finished the epoxy. My gosh, it was an all-day affair. But we finally got it on. I'm gonna show you what it looks like. It was a lot of work. I'm very tired, and I don't know. I'm glad I'm not gonna put another coat on. I used the entire gallon of epoxy. I still have to do all my fiberglassing. I got my door that I'm gonna have to epoxy on both sides. And I also have the bottom of the camper. It's gonna need to be epoxied. So I don't think I'll have a whole lot left over. I really don't wanna wait 7 days to come back and have to sand this and then paint it. So it has really not soaked in like I thought it would. So there you go. You can see how wet it is. Look how wet it is. And that's actually already starting to set up the top. There is some drier spots on the top. This stuff does not smell bad at all. Initially I was using my respirator and I realized that I really don't need it. I do have a door open here and I have a fan running, a heater running actually. So I guess that's enough to circulate the air, and it hasn't created any issues for me. So I have epoxied all outside surfaces and I've epoxied all openings. So this whole door jamb all the way around has been epoxied. And the window frame here, we epoxied all of it, even the studs. The same with the air conditioning opening in the front. Now I am going to be building a enclosure for the AC that is going to need to be epoxied on inside and out. So it's good that I'm going to have extra because I'm going to need it. It's going to be rolled with the bed liner also. But that box I'm going to build here soon actually. So my plan was I was going to try to finish this today, but I just don't have the energy, and I think it's best if I let it set up overnight and then I'll come back and start doing all the fiberglass edging and seams. And I think that's probably the smart way to do it. So that's what we're going to do. I did decide that along my edge here, I'm going to start in the back bottom, and I'm going to go up, I'm going to go all the way across and down and make it all one piece, and I'll trim it so that it fits all the way. I think that's a good idea. And matter of fact, if I could, I'd go all the way around, but I'm not going to be able to go all the way around. So I'll just end it at the bottom, and we'll continue on. I will cut it a little bit short though, because I'll have the bottom piece, I'll leave 2 inches on the bottom undone, and that's going to be all the way around. I'm not going to go any further than that because I'm going to have fiberglass cloth wrapping around the bottom too, and it'll be hanging over 2 inches. I didn't mark all that, but I should have marked that, but I'll just cut it to size knowing that I need 2 inches. Turned out pretty good. See if you can see the top here. Not bad. So we're going to let this cure. We're going to let it cure overnight. It's not going to be fully cured, but it'll be cured enough, and then we'll do our fiberglass seams.